Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Bomb Squad tryouts.
Yeah.
You gotta do the shit. You gotta shake your shoulders like this.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna throw it to you. Throw it to Courtney. Throw it out now. What up, yeah, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse J here in studio. That's gonna look so crazy right now. For the East Los High AfterBuzz TV after show.
It is what it is today.
You know what I mean? We ain't making it to no bomb squad because we an after bomb squad. That's why we just sit here and talk. We don't need to be dancing, doing no dancing tonight. So,
Yes.
the season finale. And Lord, I must say,
Right?
It was just moving through it. Yeah.
I was just like,
Jumping.
ending, I was like,
Yeah. Do you clutch your pearls?
Imaginary.
Girl.
If I wore pearls, I would have clutched.
Yeah.
Let's start with it with last week's ending. So, Pedro came, snuck up on Ceci in her apartment.
Ceci fought back.
She did.
Kicked him in
And
the gut.
I don't know if this was like a really true representation of what really actually would have happened. Obviously, it's a story. Because Pedro's scary. He's just big. He's just big.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to hurt her. He just wants to
It
sort
was
of...
more when
Teach her a
Jacob.
lesson.
It was more when
Bring
the
her
Jacob
back.
situation
Well,
happened. I was like,
we couldn't let
I mean,
Jacob get beat up.
Jacob might.
He can throw down, maybe. He
There's
probably
no
would.
evidence of that, you guys.
But it was who got like thrown across the.
Well, he got thrown
And
first.
broke the
'cause
IKEA.
We thought Jacob was going to get beat up
Yeah.
because he got thrown first, but then he, some kind of way worked his way on top. So I think they tried to make it a slightly even
He ate
fight.
a Sassy threw him a spinach. He's like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe with the breaking that table, like he hulked out, like how Hulk gets mad and then explodes. Like
Yep.
maybe that's what it took.
How could he touch my girl, Sassy?
Hulk rage.
Yes, Hulk rage. So Vanessa, she texts Jacob. Jacob comes running. She calls 911.
Go Vanessa for being on top of all of that.
Yeah, I really. I don't know. It was such a small scene, but I really appreciated it. Like how much she cared, because it could have been like, oh, he's not picking up, like what,
Whatever.
But she really which is crazy to think that someone wouldn't in that situation.
Yes.
But we know she could be a bitch sometimes.
And she wasn't around really when Pedro was doing
any of
all
that.
that stuff. So she took to heart what had happened to Ceci, whatever Ceci told her, and she was like, "This dude's crazy." And obviously, if he like went on a date with her and knew who she was and then stole her keys, like that's reason to think he's super insane.
Yep, but her being,
Self-involved.
Hy-Vee psycho.
Yeah.
I was also kind of like, girl, I hope she didn't take this into like poor me. Like on the date,
true.
this is him. He only went on the date to get Ceci. Screw Ceci. She gets I didn't want it to go there, and I'm glad it didn't go there. And I just love that. I love that moment for them.
Yay, Vanessa.
Jacob comes to help. I wrote, yes, Jacob. Because Jacob didn't care.
Yeah.
Just right on in. That soccer player right there,
in.
he took off. That was a great offense right there.
Do you even know what you just said?
Kick moves,
I don't know what you just said.
I used to play soccer. That's the only sport that I know anything about.
I'm like, what? That's is that football?
How does that work?
Yeah, well,
Basketball?
football,
Right.
Anywhere else in the world, but here in America,
That's the one with the touchdowns.
here in America,
In America, it's
No.
soccer.
football, American football has touchdowns.
Soccer has
Goals.
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 Okay.
I know that.
Not home runs, which is baseball.
Yes, that would be baseball.
Okay. I know my stuff.
You're on it, Julian.
Clearly. All right, so we
ESPN,
find
call
out
me.
that I felt like it was Law and Order episode.
A little bit.
I keep
very heavy.
referencing Law and Order because I just started getting into it.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so late, like 17 years
I was,
late.
isn't it like 23?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's pretty old.
a couple decades there.
And so, they were at first went after Jacob, but they finally got him out. Good for them.
She's like,
so
not him, the other one. It was a great line.
he might get
Yeah,
5.
yeah, I thought that was really funny too. Like, mistaken identity much? Like,
And how much the cops were just like, oh, okay, not that one.
Yeah.
Versus
Oh,
arresting
yeah.
both of them and questioning
Yeah.
both
Right.
of them. Why are y'all here?
didn't do your due diligence.
The
The point
Islos-
was that Pedro got caught. That's
Yeah.
all. Nobody cares about the rest.
5 to 10 years.
Deserved.
Hopefully.
Enough time?
10 years. I don't know, because he
It'll
didn't
probably end up being
actually
like
do anything.
3.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, because she had a
Yeah.
restraining order, so he broke the restraining order.
I forgot
Right.
about that.
Yeah.
But it's probably, it's LA, it's crowded. They'll let him out. He didn't actually hurt her. He just broke the
Damn.
restraining order.
We got the dance battle situation.
Oh, yes. They're on
Where
their
that's
TV
where we
show.
pulled our song from, Major Lazer and Pharrell Williams.
Which I feel like this
Salty.
entire season has been building towards.
This
Yes.
battle.
Yeah.
Dance
of course.
battle.
Of course.
This is what this is
This
it.
is it.
Yes.
They're here.
Yeah.
They're-
Which interesting, Eddie could dance in it.
Well, because
This
it was
one wasn't a
it was
racist
TV
dance.
show.
Yeah.
It wasn't freaking Arizona. Exactly. This was Hollywood.
So it was like the first round was couples, and it was Eddie and Gina at first.
They're so
It was
cute
fun. It was
together.
cute. They didn't win, unfortunately.
No, they didn't.
Hornets won.
They tried to throw in a little salsa.
They didn't go hard
with their
enough.
Hip hop. They didn't go hard enough.
Didn't go
However,
hard
I
enough.
will say that the Hornets, personally, I don't believe deserve to win because
Yeah.
it was
Why?
a dance competition, not a tumbling competition. And what was so exciting was the extra tumbling moves that they had available to them, and that is not fair.
Yeah, because I don't know, like when Gina and Eddie were dancing, the thing is it kind of came more across as like club dancing versus like a
Yeah.
dance battle.
Yeah, it wasn't really. There wasn't anything.
It was like a
out
couple
of the
things, like when
ordinary.
Gina dipped down, he held her head, and I was like, oh, how Dancing
They
with the
had some
Stars of you.
moments. They had some moments.
But
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 the
I
other
mean-
team wasn't together either.
At
They were
all.
just like flipping around.
And it's just so high school because then
Like a
round
gymnastics
2,
competition.
we see the 2 girls get in a fight.
Yes. Well, that bitch flipped her hat, and you are not supposed to do that,
No.
okay?
Don't touch me.
That's a
Don't
no-no.
touch my stuff.
You open the doors for me to touch you.
Yes. And she got a good knee in the gut.
Yeah.
When that
I
girl
know.
flipped her hat, and then she was like, "Oh hell no!" She kneed her in the gut. It was great.
Which I love that she did immediately. Like she was
yeah.
just right there,
She
like
was like,
right then and there.
"Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
I'm not playing.
But
See
that,
that
I mean,
bitch?
Yeah.
it gets real like that at the dance competition.
Oh, yeah.
At school
Puta.
in the hood. Mhm.
Say it again. Say that one more time. Say it again.
Buta. So they got disqualified, and then Ceci has to go against Adrian, who is
Yeah.
her fake arch nemesis.
Yeah. That like has no grounds.
It's her baby daddy's,
Daddy's
brother,
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's just mad at her
He
for
just
taking
don't
care
like
of
her
your
'cause
niece.
She's trash.
But she's taking care of your
But she's
niece. That's
trash.
interesting.
She has no family. To
Um,
According to
she's
him.
trash.
Yeah, to him.
Well, she's a better dancer than you,
I think
Adrian.
he's probably just mad because she chose the brother instead of him. That's what the
Oh.
real issue is.
Question.
Tell me what you
So
think about that.
they do this little dance battle thing, and
That was not great.
it was actually really
You
whack.
didn't like it?
It wasn't that great.
Are
I
you
thought it
serious?
was.
It was a lot of hair tossing.
Her
That's
versus
what-
him?
I thought it was great. I love the hair tossing. It's
I'm-
my favorite part.
Look, I'm a Britney Spears diehard
Yes.
fan. I love a good hair
Hair
toss.
toss.
However,
It has to be coupled with some execution of some other good moves.
Yeah.
And there was
Okay.
some like
Good handography.
delivered. There was some half delivered like
Okay.
booty
No,
twerking.
serious.
She did the leg up thing where
Yep.
you twerk your booty around, but she didn't really like twerk it out. Like I didn't feel no passion.
There wasn't enough twerkage.
There wasn't enough power behind it.
Okay.
now also she was not even thinking she was going to
Of
do it, so we'll
course.
give her that.
But it's supposed to be in her.
right.
Okay.
Like that wasn't like the champion dance
And that's
for
supposed
me.
to be the climax. Like,
Yeah.
oh, the coaches got to go at it. So we should have had some choreography that we were like,
Yeah, like
Yes.
gasping, like she turns into a Jabberwocky or something.
I was.
They're so focused on choreographing for their team, their students, their people that they're not. You know, they're not in that. same
okay,
line.
that's different for like Abby's dance mom. Like I wouldn't want to see that bitch out there dancing. But like Ceci last year was on the Bomb Squad. She was
Yes.
the number
And
one
she's
dancer.
19. She should be
so it's
dancing.
like
Yeah, true.
only within that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and you
How
should be.
could-
I mean, and they're basically club dancing anyway. So like, it's like when you at the club and somebody just like really getting in and like
Yeah.
everybody starts to circle around them. Like we wanted that moment, and I don't think we got it.
It was
No,
very
he took his
anticlimactic.
shirt off, and it was like
It was like, put that back on.
everyone's like, ooh,
wasn't
like
enough.
no.
I wonder if she had taken her shirt off, then I would have been like, yes, like with the sports bra, and just been like,
yeah, kind of like, yeah, exactly,
and like shimmied back, and that would have been like.
That would have been everything, and like wrap the towel up at the end and like smack him on his ass.
then we would have gotten that like extra just.
So you want more theatrics? You felt like it was
kind
like
of have you ever seen Dance Battle? Dance Battle America, America's Best Dance Crew. It's like they have a week to think about that, and to me that's what the Bomb Squad resembles. Like, because I would picture the Bomb Squad going on that kind of shit.
If they were, you know. Stronger.
So I did like in the dance scene at the end how the two teams were going against each other. The Hornets were very plain, just that one. Everyone had the same outfit, but then Bomb Squad had the neon, the shirts off, those canes.
Okay, so it's a little.
That's theatrics.
Okay.
So that was in that last dance.
It was much better.
Was really cool.
But I still think what was sort of sad to me is that this was not bigger and greater than what I saw in the competition that they did in Arkansas.
I agree.
Wherever Nevada.
That was better choreography.
That was better choreography, and it was cooler, and it was more exciting. And if this was going to be like the big climactic end for Bomb Squad for the season, like I would have liked it to be a little bit.
Yeah, they peaked then.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like you would think that they would. That just strategically doesn't make sense. Like why would you give your best in a competition that's not everything,
right?
You know,
and especially just for the show.
That's not what I wanted to say. Why not save that for the competition that means everything?
Because that I step in the dough.
That was so hot.
Yeah, I like that.
But my thing is like I wanted that for that competition, and then I wanted them to up the ante because now they were on television, on live TV, supposed to be doing it. So like I wanted to see that elevated like 1,000%, and I feel like I kind of it.
Down, I felt like it. Yeah, I definitely feel.
Well, then I guess I just have low expectations because I'm impressed by everything.
Well, I wasn't.
Like you flipped your hair. That's amazing. Sorry, honey.
It's like you could spin it around too.
Yeah.
I did like their costumes though. I like and shout out to Philly who had her blowout and her body jewelry. And I was like, you getting it, girl? Because she looked real serious in the middle.
The costumes were very
90s, we painted our puffy paint on our pants.
Oh, that's funny. I was gonna say "Dream Within a Dream" tour. Britney Spears. Remember when she did the boys with the?
I remember that.
Yes.
All
right. So Bomb Squad wins. Congratulations. Then we find out that Eddie's mom left. She left him a note saying that she's sick and she's moving back to Mexico so that he can live his life.
And her sisters can take care of her. It's very sad. But
I don't even know.
I just don't see that going down. Really?
What going down?
Her leave?
Her leaving? Or
leaving and leaving a note. Like I see her leaving.
Yeah.
But not just like while he's gone.
Abruptly like that. Because they're so close, right? Yeah. They seem so close that it seems out of character for her to just abruptly leave without
because it's your child
having a conversation.
I just don't see that happening.
Well, and it's just like obviously we see him. He's like, well, I want to go get my mom.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, well, so you did this, Mama. You sacrificed yourself. Mm-hmm. But you didn't really install it in him to say,
no,
hey,
I need you here.
You got to stay for
this.
us, for the future, for the family.
Because if it was like a sit-down conversation, like my sister Isella is going to take care of me, I'm going to get better, and I can maybe try to come back, but you need to stay here and do everything you can. Like then he maybe would have been like, okay.
Because I'm scared now he's going to go over there and it's like,
he's going and he ain't come back.
How you come back?
He ain't come back, yeah. Well, he could get married, but...
Yeah. Well, all in all, I thought it was very sad because I mean that's kind of what a way to go, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows if you'll ever see her again, you know.
See your mom. You don't know what to expect going into Mexico
because he's never really been in Mexico. He's been his whole life in America,
or even known that his mom was sick. So it's like, how bad is it?
Yeah, and it's definitely much worse than he is aware of.
And I mean, I'm kind of happy for it because it means Gina won't be getting an IUD.
You don't want Gina to get an IUD?
I just feel like
IUDs
for everyone out there, explain what that is. I had never heard of it.
Jesse had never heard of it. He probably should. Well, you're dude. IUDs are intrauterine devices. It's a birth control method. They put a little like plastic thing that kind of looks like a little hanger.
So it's almost like a diaphragm.
No, a diaphragm only is like inserted and you can like take it out. And it's inserted in the vagina. We're having our sex ed lesson.
I mean,
the IUD actually goes into your uterus and it keeps you from getting pregnant for like 5 years. And then you go to a doctor to have it inserted and you go to a doctor to have it taken out. So she's like, so for people that are like, oh, I'll forget to take my pills, which I'll never understand, and I'll forget to go get my shot or whatever, you pop that in there and you're good for like 5 years. So. It does not protect against STDs. Still gotta wrap it up.
Or a broken heart.
Oh, true that.
Yep.
Sorry. Okay, so what else do we get? We get Nick and Jocelyn. We see them crying together and saying goodbye. She says, Camilla's not going to come with you. And he said, well, I need you to watch out for her because she's with some seedy people.
Of course. People that you were with.
And if that's his responsibility. Like,
not only that, but like you're seedy yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like stop calling other people seedy and you out here ratting.
Right.
Doing the same thing.
Pot and kettle situation. What was that?
Like, here's the thing. After watching so much Law and Order.
Dum dum dum.
Now, if you's a drug dealer, I feel like yeah.
There you
go.
If you's a drug dealer, I feel like
if you's a drug dealer, I feel like
my thing is like don't rat out the people that you got involved.
Yes.
Into the situation. You know, and I know that he felt forced into it, but it's kind of like in that situation.
He should have been like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then you have to do your time.
She's pretty
because
though.
You cannot get the innocent person that you force into there because they were here she was here to help you.
Right.
Now you're gonna drag this girl. She's already been dragged through the drug circus, and now the damn Olivia gonna come up in here and be like, "Where were you?"
You said
but
Olivia.
You're right.
Liliana.
But that's assuming that they have any sort of moral compass. That there's no. You're kind of saying like you're asking a question of something that is already kind of like morally compromised,
yes.
of someone who's already kind of morally compromised. Yes. So it shouldn't really be that surprising that that's what he chose to like protect his own his self-interest.
In this case, I don't even think it was that deep for him. I think he was dumb and he was caught off guard when they showed him the picture of Camila, and he was
that
like,
too.
And of course, at that point, he can't hide because he obviously showed that he recognized the girl. So they're like, and so he was a dumb kid caught up, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Camila.
And I guess he did say he was like, I got her into this. It wasn't her. So maybe he didn't know what they had already thought about her, and he was trying.
How
to
would he have been able to protect her?
Yeah.
How would he have been able to do that?
He should not have had her in the first thing.
He should have anticipated that they were going to ask, because he obviously knows that they're like investigating Jesus, which means they probably have met or seen Camila with him.
Yeah.
So he should have been anticipating that was going to be a possibility, but he's not that bright. He's a kid, and he shouldn't have been doing
that. The testament to his
worried about himself right now.
Ignorance of the streets.
Jesus tells Camila that he's leaving town tonight and that he's in trouble, and tells her that Nick ratted them out, and she was like, "No, he didn't."
Girl, bye. He did.
We see Ileana giving Camila a dress for this party tonight at the W Hotel.
What do we think of the dress?
I thought the dress was alright.
For her,
it was like very her.
A beaded party dress.
It was very
I'm just
her.
mad Ileana didn't give her a purse, because we
saw
her
no
leaving the
purse?
party with this big old black clutch, and it wasn't working. I noticed this.
The fashion faux pas for me was that Ileana decided to put
her
earring
jewelry in her hair. Yeah.
I didn't know that he made hair jewelry.
Girl, bye. I don't know what that was. It was
Stop trying to make hair jewelry work. It's not gonna work.
Okay.
Nick apologizes to Camila, and she's not having it, so she gets in the car and drives off.
She shouldn't.
The detective
is watching.
Tells the cops he's heading north. And then we see the scene of shots fired over the LA area.
Yeah.
After we saw Nick heading into the gate at his house.
Yeah.
So Nick,
damn.
went out for you, brother. Fakely, not on our table.
Ileana let Camila borrow her car.
Nice.
Yes.
Camila went running home. She
running to Jesus.
Ran to Jesus' house, and the police, they're making out, and the police raided the house.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, they start getting questioned.
Yes, and they got everybody. They got Jesus in there. They got the crazy crackhead on the
Everyone
corner.
is in there.
They got what's the other boy name that was in the studio all the time that was telling Jesus to kill Nick? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They got everybody in there.
Jackpot.
And then we see that Nick was shot dead.
They show her the picture of her dad's neck slit and Nick with his head blown up. It's messed up.
Well, they have a goal, and they need
Law and order.
Yeah.
There is a law and there is order.
By
they
the way,
do what they need to do.
Isn't she underage? Like, how are they questioning her without her parents or a lawyer present?
Well,
the same way they question
the same way that they never read anyone their Miranda rights.
Exactly. Like that's not that uncommon, girl.
I'm just saying, but she could be like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
but even if she was 16, that's not uncommon. That stuff happens, especially in neighborhoods like.
Know your rights, guys. Know your rights.
Yeah.
You just wait at that police station for your mama or for your lawyer to come. They're
trying to get her to rat though.
Hold up, before we wrap up though. You know, the last thing we seen was Jacob and Sassy making out at the taqueria.
This was something you've wanted since the beginning of this series.
Until the end of...
And it got real dirty.
Like, he grabbed her cakes,
legs,
popped them up on the top.
And guess who's getting out the car to
And
come
beyond that,
visit?
you know what Courtney was more worried about of anything? She said, that's nasty.
People gotta eat on their counter. It's one thing when you do it at your kitchen table or your own kitchen counter. Like, that's usually you and your family eating. But you gotta, that's the public restaurant.
That's true. Like, I don't want to know people screwing at McDonald's and like all of a sudden I got like butt juice in the fryer later.
Public health inspector needs to give the taqueria a C. Because that's hot. Because there is going to be all kind of juices on there.
They're kind of showing chlamydia.
Yeah.
Wait.
There's a little gonorrhea in the corner.
We're going to have to give you a D. Get that settled.
Another D.
Gross.
And yes, Maya shows up.
Yes, she does.
And screw y'all, because you haven't even told us about a 4th season. And you ended it right here.
Yeah.
There better be one.
So I guess let's
There's
do
gonna be one.
an ultimate predictions.
An ultimate prediction.
And now, your AfterBuzz.
This is the only show where I get a light show during our prediction.
That's because we're cool.
Yeah.
We're special.
I'm gonna miss this show.
All right, let's talk
After show,
about
that
it.
is.
Are we seeing Eddie again?
In Mexico? Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
You think we're gonna follow that story, or is it gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh, he went off and
They gonna be like FaceTime
That's what-
and falling deeper in love, and she's gonna
Yeah.
be like 17 trying to decide to go to college or be with
get
her
married.
man, and
Absolutely.
for sure.
Camilla and Ileana? What are we thinking is gonna happen with them?
Let's be honest.
What?
They're
Do you think Ileana actually has like? Do you think she's just been getting close to Camilla just to learn about Jesus, or do you think she actually kind of has like a little thing, like a look out for her?
I think it was both.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's more that she just wants to look out for her. That's how it comes across to me, because she seems very concerned. You know.
See, I would say the opposite. I would say it was more about work, and she sees that Camila is a unfortunate casualty of her work. So she's trying, but her job comes first, which is why Camilla's in there to begin with.
Yeah, because it was like, I get that, because it was like the hardness of not even me.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, what happened? Girl, I just borrowed your car.
She's not some poor little innocent, whatever. Like, you kept making the choice to do this. And even in there sitting in the studio a couple of times, she's like, you don't have to be with, them up to no good. You can do this and you can do this. And she continued to choose.
That. Yeah.
Which she really didn't do too much after that.
Not much.
But it was like hooked up with Jesus. So
yeah, enough for her to have a conversation about it.
Yeah. And enough to be an accessory to whatever other crimes they got going on. So
Jacob, Maya, and Sassy, what's going to happen? Maya's going to open that door.
And Sassy's draw's going to be on the counter. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen that way.
I think it's going to be amazing. Hulu television.
Maya's going to be like, you basic bitch, you could not wait to get up under my
I can't wait for that monologue.
Basic? You couldn't even get it up for him.
Does she have
Okay, all right, Jesse.
That's what I feel.
That's her best comeback.
It's quite a detailed prediction from Jesse.
Yep, that's what I think Sassy's gonna say.
They're gonna fight. Maya's gonna like beat her up.
You see what I think is gonna happen. The door's gonna open, and somehow, somewhere, one of them will be nowhere to be found.
So Sassy will just be sitting there.
It's gonna be like, or behind the counter.
Like, I'm like, what were you doing here? She's like, I just love rubbing tacos on me, on my taco enchilada.
Rubbing tacos on my.
Look, it's a wet burrito.
Yes, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
All right, well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We will be back whenever they say that there's a next season. You guys can tweet me everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
You can tweet me Everywhere across the board on all social media at Julian Dujeric.
And I am at Stuart Starlet. And the image of a wet burrito will never be the same.
And I'm glad I could leave you guys with that imagery of wet burritos. On that note, thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.